Hello fellow Munsters, StikerMunster here, and welcome to a game off of Game Jolt called Rainswept. It looked really interesting, the music and the atmosphere looks super awesome. You guys know I'm a sucker for this kind of stuff, so let's get right in. I honestly don't know much about it, I just saw some of the art style, and that's actually about it. So, go in. Thank you. Monday, 12:14 a.m., October 7th, 1996. That looks so... Oh, no. Definitely should put a viewer's discretion as advised. Frostward Interactive. By the way, I've been up for almost 24 hours, so I apologize if this video is weird. Trying to get back into the function. Look how awesome that is! Kinda reminds me of South Park in a way. Now it doesn't. But that one scene reminded me of South Park. I should state that this is only a demo, so I don't know if the full game is out or anything. It looks like it was updated a little while ago. So, I'm a bit behind on all the Game Jolt games, but forgive me! Rainswept. I'm so excited. Monday, 7:35 a.m. October 7th, 1996. Press E on keyboard or A on controller to continue. Alright, I'm here. Time to see what all this is about. They've been here a while, it looks like. No, now why would I do that? I don't know, you can use the floor. Terrible. What? I said terrible. Terrible business, all this. Or something. Ha! This was only a matter of time, everyone knows that. I know, still. They were so young. Young and stupid, you mean? The stories I've heard. I guess you're right. It was just a matter of time. What? It was a matter of time. It's really coming down today. We should get home. A few more minutes. I wanted to see what happened. Nothing's gonna happen. I'm gonna catch a cold, that's all. Well, we're about to talk, aren't we? No? Yeah. Let's... The crowd is too close to the crime scene. The number of cops too few. This is poor. Now what's he up to? I don't know. Ma'am, please, you need to back away a little. What's happened here? A murder? A murder? Johnny, get under the umbrella. Granny, I want to leave. Can I go back to the shop? Could see this coming a mile away. Ma'am, please. Granny, please? Alright, Johnny, let's go. There's no point standing here now. I knew this would happen. We should have done something. There's nothing we could have done. Chris is responsible, I'm so sure. It's hard to disagree, but let's not speculate. Detective Anderson, right? The chief is inside. They've been waiting for you. You need to control the crowd, officer. You need to push the crowd further from the scene, officer. What? You'll have to speak up. I can't hear you over the rain. The crowd. Handle them. There could be evidence out here. Oh, yes, I'm trying. Hey, William. What the hell are you doing? Trying to prop up this tape, sir. It won't stay. Well, get some sticks and drive them in. Yes, sir. Richard. Don't call for Richard. Richard's on leave. Do it yourself. Goodness. Sorry, detective. The thing is, we're short on manpower here. We weren't prepared for this kind of thing. First time in decades. And to top it off, this rain, out of nowhere. Just get the crowd under control. I'm heading inside. Yes, detective, don't worry. Richard! I mean William! Everybody calls for Richard. Richard, you need to come back. They can't do it without you. That's the way inside. I wonder why Chief sent me all the way to Pine View for this case. Only one way to find out. Should I go in? Go in, look around somewhere. Go in. No point hanging around here. Oh, God. He said the same thing I just did. That's the sheriff. I should talk to him first. Y'all taking pictures? Not very professional. I hope they know what they're doing. Michael? Huh? Oh, God, what's happening here? Ugh. Detective, are you okay? I think so, yeah. Guess I'm just a little tired after the long drive here. Detective Anderson, right? The head office called in to say that you'd be joining us here for this investigation. I'm Sheriff Hirsch, and this is Lieutenant Watt. We appreciate the department sending help, but, I don't think we'll need it. This case is ready to be wrapped up. What do we have here? The victims here are Christopher Green, age 26, died from a bullet wound to the head, looks self-inflicted. And Diane Miller, age 24, single bullet wound through the abdomen. The victims lived together, were unmarried. Any sign of an intruder, time of death, the weapon, any witnesses? Just a next-door neighbor who claims to have heard a single gunshot. We can interview him shortly. Any signs of an intruder? No signs of forced entry. The door was locked from the inside when we arrived. An officer climbed through the open window here to open the door. There are no footprints outside that window. Except the officers? Except the officers. He was careful. No sign of struggle or marks on the bodies either. Time of death? According to the next-door neighbor, a single gunshot was heard around 15 hours. We received the call at about 20 hours, and we're here in another 5 minutes. We found him dead upon arrival and confirmed the timing. What do we know about the weapon? Both shots were fired from an M1911A1 .45 caliber pistol. The ballistics report will let us know more. Honestly speaking, Detective, we think it's pretty obvious what's taken place here. What do you mean? They had a reputation. They weren't exactly a happy couple. The whole town knows this. Diane was shot at point-blank range with Chris's gun, probably by Chris. He then went ahead and shot himself as the wound is clearly self-inflicted. So you see, sending you here unnecessarily complicates things. I'm beginning to think it was a very good idea, in fact. It's obviously a case of murder-suicide, Detective. So everything's figured out already? If that was sarcasm, I'll ignore it, but yes, more or less. Are you suggesting there was domestic violence involved? It would seem so. It was never reported, but that doesn't mean it didn't happen. So, rumors. You may call it that, but, where there's smoke, there's fire. I'm not sure that... And they were never really able to fit in this town. They were new here, moved in about 6 months ago. Never got out much, didn't make any friends. We don't need to analyze the obvious, Detective. That would only be inefficient. Officer Blunt will assist you through the course of your work here. Hello, Detective! And, one more thing. We're looking to wrap this case up quickly and cleanly. We don't want to drag it if it can be helped. There's something going on in this fucking town. I'm getting like I'm kind of getting like a Hot Fuzz feeling from this. If you guys have ever seen Hot Fuzz, they have the same people from Shaun of the Dead and Paul. If you haven't watched that movie, it's a good movie, but I'm getting a greater good kind of sense out of this whole thing, and I'm liking it. We have an important festival coming up around in a week's time. See? So you might say this is rather bad timing. So there's no need to go around complicating things, alright? Just give me a story that works, and we can close this case quickly. Yeah, sure. Can't wait to wrap this case up. Yeah. Alright then. I'll see you soon. Goodbye. Okay then. Anyways, have a look around the room if you'd like. Come talk to me when you're done. Yeah, there's some weird shit going on here. Hey, Detective. Need any help? What's the plan? Have a look around the room. Once you're done, talk to Lieutenant Watt. Yeah, there's some weird shit going on. What's this? Chris, 96. I'm guessing Chris built some of the furniture around this house. Gunshot to the stomach. The damage in the residue would suggest the shot was taken at point-blank range. That rules out the possibility of her being shot from the open window. She would have been in line of sight from the outside, though. There's no mistaking the perpetrator would have to be inside the house to cause this kind of a wound. Whether that was Chris or someone else, it's hard to say at the time. Or at the moment. Same thing. 45 caliber pistol, as the lieutenant said, it looks pretty old. It can hold 7 rounds, or 4 still in here. This means 3 rounds were fired from this gun at some point of time. If 2 were fired last night, where's the 3rd? Was it used on the some other day? The gun belonged to Chris, according to Lieutenant Watt. Let's assume Chris or Diane weren't the ones to use it. Is there anyone else that could have known where they kept the gun? From Pine View? I really doubt it. Remember, no signs of forced entry. Could it be someone they were comfortable with or trusted? No one I can think of. 45 ACP rounds is a box of 20 rounds. There are 13 here, which means 7 are missing. 2 were used last night. There are 4 left in the gun, as we saw earlier. If 2 were used last night, there's still 1 unaccounted for. Was that used on some other day? Red wine. It looks like a new bottle was opened yesterday. No one drank from the glass. It would seem that Chris was sitting by himself at the table and drinking wine, waiting for someone to join him. Probably Diane? Whether he was waiting for her or someone else, we don't know yet. A glass of wine was knocked over. This looks like wine, but there seems to be blood in here as well. How did blood spatter in this direction? It doesn't make sense. Officer Blunt, I think there's been more than the 2 gunshots that were seen here. Bullet wound to the head, the skull is badly damaged. Most of the side had been blown off. His body position and the way he fell would indicate that he was sitting sideways on the chair facing where Diane's body is now. The angle of the shot indicates that he was shot from the side. If someone shot him, they were standing in front of the refrigerator. No clues there, though. He could have been shot from that window at the moment it's shut. Must get it checked for fingerprints and footprints outside. I'm liking this. Could someone have entered and left through here? We should have the fingerprint results in a couple of days, Detective. Don't forget, there aren't any footprints outside. If someone shot him from outside, then Chris would have sat facing the refrigerator. That would make sense. That way, the killer wouldn't need to enter the house. But in that case, who shot Diane? Gunpowder residue is on his right hand. Hard to disagree with the lieutenant here. This is strong evidence for the victim shooting himself, unless it was made to look that way. His chair's fallen on its back. Looks like Chris fell off the chair before or after being shot. I want to know why he freaked out when he walked in here, though. I'm not seeing anything else. Shall we proceed? Yes. Yes, I'm done. Alright, let's have a chat with Mr. Willis outside. Right, this is Mr. Willis. He lives right there next door. Coffee, Detective? Yes, please. You can ask him any questions. You can ask him any questions you may have about last night. Right, Mr. Willis, can you tell me everything that you saw or heard during last night's event? Well, see, I'd headed off to bed at around 11 p.m. as I usually do after a glass of whiskey. Helps me sleep, you know? Anyway, somewhere around 12:15 a.m., I'd say, I was woken up by a loud bang. I ran to my bedroom window that looked straight down at their place. And what did you see? Nothing. Their kitchen lights were on, but that's about it. I went to my phone and called Lieutenant Watts here right away. How long did it take you to get to the window? About a couple of seconds, Detective. Not more than 5, I'd say. I nearly fell out of my bed when I heard the shot, so you might say I was halfway there already. Did you see anyone at all on the street? No, Detective. Everything was exactly the same as always. You said you heard a single shot? Yes. The whiskey usually knocks me out pretty good, so if there'd been more, I didn't hear him. Yeah, okay. Do you live alone? Yes, I do. Never got married. It's a long story. One meant to be talked over a couple of whiskeys, know what I mean? Can anyone confirm your whereabouts? No, I was just at home, you see. Am I a suspect? It's procedure, I know Mr. Willis. He's cool. Ignore and remain silent. React to the unprofessionalism on display. We'll need to have a talk later, Lieutenant. Talk? About what? Just later, okay? Okay, Sherlock, whatever you say, Holmes. Did Chris and Diane have many visitors, friends, etc.? No, not at all, in fact. And all this time, I only maybe saw Jack coming over to fix their car, and Father Smith came over a couple times when they'd newly moved in, a year back almost. He said they moved in 6 months ago. Okay, see? Bullshit. Because the one guy said he moved in 6 months ago, this guy said they moved in almost a year ago. That's a huge 6 months fucking difference there. Ooh! Nah, people rarely ever visited him because they mostly kept to themselves, see? Never made any friends here. But sometimes folks don't like those kind either, so I can't really say, know what I mean? No, please elaborate. You won't find anyone crying over their deaths here. Nobody really knew them, they never got out much. Is there anything else you'd like to share with us, Mr. Willis? I don't know if this is useful, but you might have heard about Chris and Diane. They looked pretty happy when they first moved in. More recently, though, I heard Diane crying a couple of times, usually late at night. See, the whiskey knocks me out early, so maybe that's why I never heard all this before. But a couple of times I was up a little later. One night, about a month ago, I heard pretty bad things. There were some loud sounds, like stuff being flung around and such, see? I heard someone crying. I was thinking to myself that maybe I should call the police, but then it quietened down all of a sudden. We never received any calls for domestic violence, but people have often talked of stories of this kind. Can you remember when you heard this, Mr. Willis? Well, I was up late night writing an important letter. I think it must have been somewhere between 1st to 3rd last month. 1st to 3rd September. Alright, anything else? No, that's all I know about this. Right, thanks for your help, Mr. Willis. We'll be in touch if we need anything else. No problem, and, thanks for the coffee. Yeah. Drink my coffee. So, Detective, you said you wanted to have a talk later. Is now a good time? Yes, Lieutenant. Please don't tell witnesses they're not under suspicion, especially not in front of them. So basically, you're telling me that I don't know how to do my job, is that it? All I'm saying is, this case isn't all wrapped up as you'd like to believe. How can you not see what's right in front of you? It's obvious. Mr. Willis didn't see anything outside the house after the gunshots, and there are no signs of anyone forcing entry either. On top of that, considering how rough things were between the two of them, you heard what Mr. Willis said, right? That doesn't prove anything. Jumping to conclusions? Seriously, we don't know the complete picture yet. Are you seriously jumping to conclusions, Lieutenant? What has it been? Barely hours since the murder. Do you think there's enough data to form a conclusion? Mr. Willis's picture only forms a part of the complete picture. It isn't enough. Well, what about the door, huh? How is it locked from the inside? Explain that. I checked the door. It locks itself from the inside when you pull it closed. Regardless of whether you pull it from the outside or push it from inside. I'm not saying that's what happened. I'm saying that there's no conclusive evidence yet. Well, fine then. Dig as deep as you'd like, Detective. You won't find anything new here. Guilty! I was perfectly capable of handling this case myself, but of course the head of the department had to complicate things. In any case, Sheriff Harris will probably want to wrap up this case before the festival, so don't expect him to wait for more than a week. I have to head to the station now. Officer, escort Detective Anderson to his hotel. Will do, sir. Ooh. We'll come back in the evening to search the house. Letters, diaries, things of that sort. Alright. We can expect... when can we expect the autopsy results? Day after tomorrow, according to the coroner. But I'll confirm and let you know. Excuse me, I am, like, hiccupy and everything. I'm guessing there were more than 2 bullets shot last night. We should take another look around the kitchen to make sure. 3 bullets, but... We're actually glad that you're here, you know. Although the sheriff and Lieutenant Watts would rather not admit it. Even to themselves. This is like the first murder here in the last 100 years or so. We have no idea how to deal with it. I mean, it's alright. Yeah, that's a surprise. It's alright. I know what you mean. I just joined the force a month back, for instance, and a murder already? I'm not sure if I'm ready. I kind of knew them, you could say. I've never known anyone that's been murdered before, you know? It's kind of weird. A bit sad. I know as an officer I'm not supposed to feel that way and all. You'll be fine. Give it time. Thanks, Detective. That means a lot. Tell me about Chris and Diane. What's the festival next week about? What do you know about Chris and Diane? Oh, E. Well, not much. It's mostly what Mr. Willis said earlier. Nobody knew them, really. They came in here, kept to themselves. You'd hear the stories about them. Everyone thought they were some kind of weirdos. I admit I kind of agreed with that sentiment, too. I feel bad about that now. It's no reason to make assumptions about people's character, and character can't be used as evidence. So I'd really like to help figure out what the real story is, whatever it may be. Oh, fuck! There you go. The sheriff said that there's a festival in the town next week. What's that about? Oh, it's an annual thing. We have it every October. There's a fair on the market street. There's food, rides. We get a lot of tourists from nearby states around that time. It's a good source of revenue for some of our smaller businesses here. That, of course, is less important than the light of recent events. Good to hear you say that. Of course, we can't go around trying to wrap up cases based on our assumptions, whatever the situation may be. I mean, these were people's lives that ended, and it's our job to figure out what really happened. So I guess what I'm saying is, you can count on me during this investigation. Thanks. I like her. I really hope there's not a plot twist where I can't like her anymore, because I like her. Now kiss. I'm hoping the local police will let me do the job I've been sent to do, though. I don't mean you. Detective, I know what you mean. Honestly speaking, Sheriff Harris is an asshole. I'm serious. He doesn't care about anything except running off home and taking it easy. His case probably ruined his plans to relax and enjoy the festival. I hate people like that. Lieutenant Watch, though, he's really sweet. I know he comes across as a little obnoxious, but... Oh my god! I thought it was gonna be a fucking deer or something! I saw her. She was right there. Why am I seeing her? Why am I thinking of her? I don't know, dude. Tar. Shovel. Wonder what Jack uses them for. Jeez, hope she's not hurt. How's the car looking? I don't know. Ask Jack. He's working on it. Talk to me when you're done. Alright. What the hell is going on? That would be dangerous. It sure would. My poor car. He said his name's Jack. It's a good thing he was passing by when the crash happened. You look kind of uncomfortable. Don't you need the car to be on a ramp or something? Nah, man, you worry too much. What's the issue with the car? How long will it take for you to fix it? What's the issue? Well, the headlights and the bumpers are gone. You'll need to have them replaced. I'm going to have to check if I've got a replacement part so I can fix it. How long will it take for you to fix it? A couple of days, 3 maybe, depending on how quickly I can get the part. Shouldn't take more than 4 days at most. Oh boy. Hey dude, can you fetch me my big red wrench? It should be in the toolbox outside. Alright. You're amazing, bud, thanks. I got you. What's this? Jack got us out there. I think I should wait for my car to be fixed. That could be... Okay, so this could be what he was mentioning. Take the big red wrench. The big red wrench. Man, I'd love to, but I don't think Jack would appreciate me doing that. I wonder if it's Jack. I just want to take a look. I'm gonna take a look around. Oh, it's the bubbles. Yeah, that's it. I love this wrench. Thanks, bud. Ask about tar and... You got a shovel and some tar there. What do you use those for? That, dude? Do a bit of construction work on the side sometimes. You know, fixing up driveways and stuff for some extra cash. Yeah, okay. Okay. That red convertible there, is that yours? Yeah, man, that's a 65 Mustang. I love that ride. I got it used for pretty cheap off a guy who couldn't take care of her anymore. Luckily, the car's got something that keeps it running like new now. A new engine? No, dude. It's got me. I spend all my free time on her, fixing her up and making sure she runs better than new. And I keep her happy by taking her on long, beautiful drives on the roads outside town. Detective, you're here investigating Diane's murder, right? And Chris, yes? Do you have any information that could help us? I don't know about information, man. I just know that he did it. What do you mean? Chris. He killed her. Why do you say this? Everyone could see it coming. Diane, they say she was troubled. Scared of him, even. Someone in this town should have done something. We all knew this could happen. But no one cared enough about them to bother interfering. How do you know all this? I don't know. Rumors around town, mostly? Did you know them? Not really. People here barely did. They were not the kind to come out and make friends with their neighbors, it looks like. They still felt like outsiders to the rest of us. What were you doing last night? What was I doing last night? Yes, that is what I asked. Oh, right. I drove a couple miles from here and drank a few beers while I enjoyed the views. At night? Yeah, the stars, man, you see? Was there anyone with you? Did you meet anyone? Nah, man. There's nothing like the pleasure of your own company sometimes. Alright, thanks for your help, Jack. We shall be back if we have any more questions. Of course we will. What do you mean, Jack? For your car, man! Come back when it's fixed. You get way too serious, way too fast, man. Chill out. I mean, I'm a fucking detective. What do you expect from me? Trying to figure out who the hell murdered these people. Hey. Hi. Are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine, surprisingly. I'm really sorry about the crash. I don't know what... It's alright, especially since we're okay. Something else worries me, though. What's that? What happened back there? How'd we hit that tree? I think the brakes failed. I thought I saw something. I sneezed. Thought I saw something. What did you see? I thought I saw a person. That's kind of creepy. Yeah. But are you okay otherwise? I mean, I don't know you, so I don't know if this is a regular thing. No offense. No, that's okay. I know what you mean. Yeah, I mean, you collapsed back there at the crime scene too, and then this? Yeah, I don't know. I've been a little dizzy all day. Maybe I just need a nap. Seeing this kind of stuff kind of bums me out. I'm just saying, if there's anything wrong, you can talk to me about it. Don't hesitate. Okay. Detective, I'm not gonna get too trusting with her. Yeah. What's up, guy? I'm gonna drive to the next town for some spare parts. Want me to drop you to the hotel or something? I'd like to take a walk around town first, actually. Called up the station from Jack's phone. A car is on the way. They'll drop us off at the Market Street and your luggage at the hotel. You take care now, dude. Until we meet again. I don't trust it. Here we are, the famous Pine View Market. I'm kidding, not much to see here, really. Let's see if we can talk to some of the locals here. Alright, it isn't very busy at this time of day, but there should be a few people out here. If you get tired and feel like heading to the hotel, let me know. We can come back here and talk to them another day. Okay. On that note, I'm gonna go ahead and end this episode here. It's a pretty long demo, actually. I was not expecting it to be half an hour long, so... Woo! That's gonna be fun. I'm trying to keep my videos a little bit shorter, but with all my rambling that I'm doing right now, that's not helping any. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. Remember, this is called Rainswept. I'm sorry, I saw Pine View and I almost said Pine View Rainswept. No, this is called Rainswept. If you guys want to play it, the demo's for free at Game Jolt. I will have the links down in the description below. And remember, when there's a shout, the Munster's out.